Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. I am still working from home. It's day 9 of the SARS protest, and it is still closed. Must go on. So if you're watching our live stream, you can see me sitting in my house broadcasting to you. I'm also seeing a lot of footage appearing from social media of amazing, heartwarming things. So, for instance, I saw a video of where Muslims were praying while Christians formed a circle around them to protect them from bullets or police harassment by jobs. I also saw the same thing happen here in Lagos at the church. Oh, but yeah, SARS has gone global. Twitter has officially recognized the protest and created a special icon for the hashtag. The African Union has also sent a message to the Nigerian government about ending police brutality. Now, normally on Fridays, Hard Facts allows Nigeria to rest. I usually bring you the big three. So I usually bring you the big three. Am I back on? Trying to find out if I'm back on. Okay, I'm back on. Oh, great. So I usually bring you the big three on Fridays. Sorry about that breaking transmission. But today we are still talking about the biggest story in the world. Today, just like last Friday, the biggest story in the world is the SARS protest. So that's all we're going to be talking about. Let's talk about setting up a judicial panel of enquiry into SARS brutality. And then we're going to talk about Governor Wike saying that state judicial panels of enquiry are pointless since the police answers to the federal government only. And then let's talk about citizens in Ikeja standing up to a policeman trying to extort a driver. All these things that I've talked about that we will talk about, I have video footage and I'll be showing them to you on our live stream. So if you're not logged on to Facebook or YouTube right now, get on Facebook, get on YouTube. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, and that's where you can watch a lot of these things that I've been talking about. And after today's Big 3 Global Edition, we'll bring you Public Square with Ahogo. And then the show will wrap up with music and moments with Ifani and Sam. Of course, there's news updates every hour. You need to listen to just a minute for a chance to play and win. You need to listen to just a minute for a chance to play and win 10,000 naira. But for right now, let's bring you today's Big 3 Global Edition.
The Big 3 Global Edition on Hard Facts.
All right, we're back. Let's start with the very first question on today's Big 3. Is the Lagos state government responding properly to the SARS protests? Is the federal government trying to reform the police or just end the protests? How can Nigerian citizens hold police accountable? Those are the big 3. Let's talk. Governor Sanwo-Olu says 4 policemen have been arrested for harassing protesters, and that's our first story. The governor gave a speech yesterday that you can watch if you are watching us on Facebook at the moment. But if you're not, I'll play that for you and show you what exactly he had to say about government and what they're doing to meet the demands of the SARS protesters.
Also to mention that Lagos State is taking the issue of police misconduct very, very seriously. Earlier this week, we all recorded an incident that happened at the Area C Command in Surulere. All the 4 erring officers, whose names I will also mention, have also been apprehended, and they are going through an orderly room trial. It's currently being conducted on them. They are Inspector Bogu Michael, Inspector Podom Etop, Sergeant Namdi Majura, Sergeant Akinyele Benson. All the 4 officers have been identified, and like I said, they are going through an orderly room. And so we want to unequivocally state, and I've said so in my handle, that The government know nothing about it. We do not sponsor any form of thuggery, or we do not sponsor any form of unrest. And I'm sure gentlemen of the press have seen and have confirmed since that the BRT bus that was supposedly alleged that transported thugs into the place was a normal scheduled bus that had passengers inside of them, and unfortunately the driver is right behind me here, and in which you can also ask questions from. He froze when he saw the crowd, and you could see, if you review the video very, very well, that the passengers in the bus were frightened, and they were all still in the bus throughout the episode of the incident that happened. So there is no iota of truth that the state government used any of his buses or any of the state machinery, for that matter, to have fomented any form of thuggery or misbehavior in and around Alausa this morning. And I'm sure all of you have since reviewed the footage of that incident, and it is totally condemnable, and we've instructed the Nigerian police to fish out the perpetrators, because we also can match the names, the pictures, and we've handed over these pictures to the Nigerian police to see if they can identify this. One of the things you ask for is the release of all protestants. I assure you that even as we stand here today, we have released every single protestant that has been in or in police detention. And if you know anyone that we haven't released, please, we have the opportunity again to mention the place, mention the name, and let us know where they are. And so for us in Lagos, this evening, we are setting up a panel of inquiry and restitution for victims of SARS that have related abuses in Lagos State. This 7-man panel will ensure that all with verifiable cases of SARS brutality or fatality, for that matter, receive justice, not only by ensuring that compensations are paid to them, but justice in terms of prosecution, if need be, will be meted out to people that are found wanting. It's the same model that NEC has advised that all states take. So, but I'm pushing it because I'm ready to make those pronouncements. So that panel today that we're constituting will be headed by a retired judge in Lagos State, Honorable Justice Doris Okuobi. Other members of that panel will include Mr. Ebun Adegboruwa, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who is representing the civil society, retired Deputy Inspector General of Police Taiwo Lakanu, Ms. Patience Udo, who is also representing the civil society, Mr. Shegun Awosonya, who is a known human rights activist, Mrs. Odesonya, who is our Director, Civil Litigation in our Mediation Center, Odusonya rather. We've also created a slot for the youth to also still send a nominee, because all our interactions with them is that there is no agreed.
So you've heard from the governor. He gave us the names of the 4 arrested officers. But some observers are asking, why only 4? When you watch the videos from earlier this week, you see more than 4 officers, right, harassing demonstrators. I showed you the video of some officers dragging a man on the ground. I showed you the video of officers taking a man forcefully into a building in the station. There's videos of officers harassing a couple of women. By the time you add these incidents together, it's more than 4 police officers. So some protesters are asking the governor, where are the others? The governor also said that all detained protesters have been released. So we've been following activity on the ground and online. Now, I can confirm that all the protesters who were reported detained in Lagos have been released. Now, what we don't know and what I cannot say is whether there are other protesters who have been detained. Maybe some of them who are detained, we don't know their names. Their names did not get to the internet. And so, like the governor said, if you know of anybody like that, please reach out. Send me a message. Send an email to sandra@nigeriainfo.fm. Tweet at me, Ezekwesili. Send me a Facebook message, Sandra Ezekwesili on Facebook. Instagram, Ezekwesili. If you know somebody who was arrested during the protest, a protester who was arrested because of the protest and has not been released, please let me know the name of the person or the arrested person and where the arrest happened, and I'll send it to the governor's people. As you heard, Governor Sanwo-Olu also said that he's setting up a judicial panel of inquiry and restitution. So the panel is supposed to look at past cases of SARS brutality so that victims can be compensated and SARS officers can be recommended for punishment. As for the compensation, remember yesterday I told you that the Lagos state government is putting aside 200 million naira for compensating victims. Now, about this panel, the governor said something very interesting. He said, one extra slot will be given to the youth. And I've heard some youths who have asked, why one slot when we are the ones, the main ones, most affected by police brutality? And I want to know if you agree that there should be more youth representation on this panel of inquiry. Talk to me, Lagos. What do you think about the governor's comments in general? What do you think about the arrest of 4 police officers? Do you agree with those who say that it should be more? What do you think about the setting up of a panel to look at past SARS abuses? And how do you think this panel should be constituted? Do you think there should be more young people on the panel? 0700-993 993 993 0700-993 993 993. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. I greet you.
I greet you too. What's your name, sir?
My name is Joseph.
Joseph, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right.
I want to commend the governor of Lagos State. He has really tried. He has taken over what I was expecting from the federal government, and that is a good one. But at the same time, I don't think in the area of those 4 policemen, I don't think he's doing right, because he also knows that there are more that have done that day than the 4 people that he just mentioned. But I also thank him at least for the promises he has made and for the committee that he's setting up. I think he should have more youth coming in. And again, I'm expecting the federal government to have done more than what the Lagos State governor has done. And then other state governors should follow suit. That is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph, for calling us. We appreciate it. 99. Sorry about that. Apologies about that. We're trying to end that sound. 9.3.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Yeah, this is Pastor Ike from Ogun State.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Please, I want to ask, though the state governor has tried so much in view of actions he has taken and even his statement, my own point of observation is that because they use who are now at the driving seat ought to have more inclusive numbers into the panel. That's one. 2. Secondly, it is obvious that only 4 policemen were not the people that carried out the act rather. So thorough investigation ought to be happened, should be carried out to fish out more perpetrators. Then, in order to make sure that the expected reforms are being carried out in police force, please, we want to ask the government as well, use your forum to ask the government to look into objectively all issues regarding extortion on the highways, extortion and the police manhandling of motorists. If you travel to along the expressway, especially Badagry and the other, you will see gross misconduct of police officers on the road. God bless you.
Bless you as well. Thank you for calling us. Well, the protest for entire police reform, so that's part of the demands. Hello? Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
How are you?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, fine. My name is Mr. Joseph calling from Bodilon, Nikoi.
Go ahead.
Okay. You see, Nigerians are tired. The youth are tired of what's actually going on in the country. I think what actually, make them to be on the street or on the road is not actually about end of SARS. Are you with me?
Yes.
But to end up every corruption practice in the country.
Okay.
Yes, I so much love what the governor of Lagos State say about. But we are not really. That is not the real thing. The real thing is that they should do their things right. That is the pain of Nigerians outside. People, you see, the ones that are coming out now to actually cause what is actually going on, end of SARS, are the sons of the rich. But the thing remains that they are also tired. Seeing the common man in the street that cannot even fit. The driver that is even driving them that are not well paid. That is the issue. We should address things right. They should let there be transformation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Let's take one final call. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling us. What's your name, sir? Hello? Can you hear me? 99.3. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Kudo, speaking from Lekki.
Good to have you on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to talk to you today. I've been looking for opportunity like this. I want to say a very big kudos to Lagos State Governor. He has tried so much, of which if from the federal did the same thing, I think it would be a very nice one too. But at the same time, I want to tell you that we the youth, because I'm among, I am very, very happy for what is going on. And I'm seeing it like, based on the fact that he has set up a panel, I want to say that panel should be included with the youth. And at the same time, based on the fact that we are now clamoring for change in Nigeria and everywhere, we are still going to do more. But I want to promise everybody, especially the youth, that let us see this thing coming in 2023, that we should stand up, come out and vote. Do the right thing. Get the right person in position. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. One Nigerian. Let the youth be youth. Be one. And then get the right person in charge. Come out and vote. This is exactly what we need. We don't need anybody to come and bribe us with anything in the next 4 years. Your bribe is finished in 4 years in 1 day. No. We should come out and set our mind. The next one we are going to hashtag is going to be National Assembly. It's going to be the NEPA. It's going to be the last month. I think all this will be informed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. All right, let's move on to our second story. If you just tuned into the show, into Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I have told you that Governor Sanwo-Olu says 4 policemen have been arrested for harassing protesters, and that was our first story. The governor gave a speech yesterday about what government is doing to meet the demands of NSAS protesters. And he gave us the names of the 4 arrested officers, but observers are asking why only 4? Because you watch videos from earlier this week and you see more than 4 officers harassing demonstrators. I showed you video of some officers dragging a man on the ground. I showed you video of officers taking a man forcefully into a building in the station. I showed you video of officers harassing 2 women. And by the time you put all those officers together, it adds up to more than 4. So protesters are asking, where are the others? Now let's move to another state where another governor is saying something. In our second story, Governor Wike accuses the federal government of not being sincere about police reform. Here's some background. Yesterday, the National Executive Council met to talk about SARS and police reform. And they told all state governors to set up judicial panels of inquiry in their states to look into SARS abuses. In story one, I told you that Governor Sanwo-Olu has just done that here in Lagos, for example. Governor Wike of Rivers State says, well, that directive doesn't make sense. Here's what he has to say.
I was surprised when I heard that NEC directed governors, states, to set up Judicial Panel of Enquiry. What Judicial Panel of Enquiry are you talking about? The one state government set up a Judicial Panel of Enquiry, and most of the officers of SARS were indicted. We sent it to the police, have they implemented it? Why? Because it's a river. They were playing politics with it. Now you are directing me again to go and set up Judicial Panel of Enquiry. Who's going to pay for that? Go and implement the one that was set up before. Tell your police to implement the one that was set up. Now, that indicted some of these officers. You refuse to because you want to play politics with it. And then you now say states should go and set up Judicial Panel of Inquiry. I don't need to be directed. I know my job. And I've done it 2-3 years ago. You refuse to implement it simply because you believe that SARS was working for you. So how do I now go back? You are directing states now when I have done it 2-3 years ago. You are telling me now to governor should supervise the tactical units. When did the governor become so powerful? When the governors get the power to control the police, to now begin to supervise the tactical units? This is not the same governor that you said that we use for politics, that you're not telling them to go and supervise. I did not appoint the people. The same is done under me. How do I supervise? If you want to solve a problem, you come out to say you want to solve a problem. Don't do it as if you are trying to let the public believe they are trying to solve a problem. When you know sincerely, truly, you are not solving any problem. So I cannot begin to jump up as a state governor. Or we have been told that we will supervise. Supervise what? Something that you know that will not work. If we can supervise, then why don't you allow the state police?
So Wike is saying that state judicial panels of inquiry don't work because the police are not answerable to state government. Anything that the state panel finds must be sent to the federal government for action to be taken. If the federal government and the police, which it controls, decide to ignore the panel's findings, the matter ends there. So he gave an example of the panel that he set up after the last elections to look into alleged rigging by police and others. And I want to know what you think about his criticism, Governor Wike's criticism. He also said that he, as a governor, has no power to control police tactical units who can choose to disobey him. And so he's saying the federal government is doing eye service and not being sincere with its directives. And Wike is not alone. The protesters are also alleging that the federal government is saying and doing two different things. So on the one hand, they're being told that protesting is their right. And the government acknowledges that there's a problem with police brutality. But on the other hand, they say that the government is still trying to shut the protests down. We've seen at least twice this week that soldiers and police have attacked protesters in Abuja. Then today, one of the groups that raises funds online for these protests has said that their accounts are getting frozen. That's the Feminist Coalition. They put out a statement on Twitter and they said their accounts have been frozen. They said the accounts of volunteers who they send money to buy supplies like food and water for the protesters have also been frozen. Now, if that is true, these are very, very strong things. There are very, very few institutions that can order a bank to restrict or freeze an account. Then there's ASU and NYSC. the government has restarted negotiations with us to end the strike. At first, some people joked that government was doing it so that young people would leave the protests and go back to school. But then government confirmed it. Here's what Chris Ngige, the Labour Minister, said during the negotiations. Quote, "We don't take very great pleasure to the fact that the children who are supposed to be in school are being recruited into the end SARS, end strike, end SWAT, and all the kind of situations," end quote. So the Labour Minister is saying government is not happy that young people are demonstrating, and that's why they're negotiating to reopen the schools. Now, NYSC, the government, has ordered that orientation camps should reopen. Remember, they closed them due to COVID-19. So I guess if they are reopening them, it's because government now believes that COVID-19 is in check, huh? But the government in the FCT also banned protests this week because of COVID-19. So critics are asking, how can it be safe to reopen orientation camps but not safe to protest? So these are some of the things that are happening at the moment. These are things that are making some people ask whether government is actually going to enact police reform, or if they just want young people off the streets as quickly as possible. Which one do you think it is? Do you agree with Wike that state panels of inquiry into police are a waste of time, since states have no power over police and so cannot enforce their findings? What do you think about the feminist coalition saying that the accounts that they've been using to raise funds for the demonstration have been frozen? What about the Labour Minister's words about schools being closed leading to protests? And what about government reopening NYSC camps while saying that protests are a COVID-19 risk in Abuja? 0700993-993-993. We'll come to social media in a bit. So if you're tweeting at us or you're leaving us Facebook posts, we'll take them very soon. 0700-993-993-993.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Shomolu.
Welcome, Peter. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sandra, I'm very happy that you have just told us what Wike said. I did not even hear that that's what Wike said. You know, when I heard of what Lagos state government was saying, my reaction on a particular forum this morning was that this statement is supposed to come from the federal government, from Mr. President, because Mr. President is the one that controls the police. Like Wike said, we don't have state police. So how then can the governors in the state give directives to the police? You can't control what you have not formed or what is not under you. So I think the government of Nigeria, led by Buhari, is not serious with the promises they made about this reform. Now, to talk about this, and you are still doing things that you are not supposed to do. How do you freeze the account of the people that are helping this young one to demand for a better Nigeria? I don't really understand. I think for me, I want to use this opportunity to call on all the other youth in Nigeria that have not been participating in this protest. This is about us. Where is labor? Labor, call your people out, your workers. And finally, they don't even know that if the school is in session now, it would be easier to get the students to join than when they are scattered all over the place. Sometimes they give one, they move forward and know that their backward is exposed to those in front. So what are they talking about? They are not serious. We have to be serious for once. If we miss this opportunity, we might miss it forever. Everybody should come out. Women, children, mothers, come out and let us take this opportunity for once and get the Nigeria that we want. Thank you.
Thank you for calling us, Peter Monte. 99.3. Sorry about that. You can. Hello?
Yes, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Shona. I'm calling from Lagos.
Great to have you on the show. Go ahead.
Thank you. I think government is completely insincere. I think they are jittery. And I think for the first time, they understand that the people have the power to ask questions and effect changes. I don't understand why they banned protests in Abuja because of COVID, and they had election campaigns in Edo and Ondo State. Such hypocrisy. Why would they block accounts of people that are funded peaceful protests? Well, they send them a note of warning. Enough is enough in this country. They can't hold us hostage. They can't hold us by jugular for too long. The power will shift. God is backing us, and any adversity in the way will be crushed and removed. Nigeria must move forward. We make progress in this country. Thank you very much.
Ikeja for calling us. 3. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Yeah, I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and you come to me for hard facts. Okay. Let me just say thank you very much for this program. Always been there for the people. We really love and appreciate it. What Wike said is just the truth. The state doesn't control the police. The federal controls the police. So if this government is truly sincere, it's the federal that will implement whatsoever law or reform or any panel to probe this police issue. Because if you should say the state governors should go and implement those panels, then what about the northern governors that they said they back the SARS? That means they won't do anything about it. So what the federal government is trying to do, they are trying to get the people out of the streets. And God is just disgracing them, because the more they try, the international communities are backing the youth up. So right now, for God so kind, Twitter has created an icon to back up the movement. So they are trying all means. That's why they are going around looking for leaders. That's why they had to freeze one of the leaders, the people bringing out their fund to sponsor some things like that. So they are just looking for all to hold on to. So they are planning to take off the youth from the street. And any which way they go through, it won't work. So this time we are very, very determined. So nothing. Wike said just the truth. I believe.
Okay.
Thanks
so for calling. We'll take a quick break and then come back and bring you out the story on today's Global Edition. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Do you want to grow your faith? Do you want to advance? Do you want to gain divine direction in all you do? Then join Reverend Biodu Fatoimbo of the Commonwealth of Zion Assembly as he teaches straight from God's Word live on Sunday morning 7:30 a.m. and Wednesday 6 p.m. on Wazobia Max TV, DSTV channel 259 and UHF 57. Also on Wazobia TV, GoTV 98, Star Times 195, My TV channel 17 and Free TV 744. Church Without Walls. Koza, your wealthy place.
Moving in our midst, I worship you.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
The Big Three. Global Edition on Hard Facts.
Beyond the demonstrations, everyday Nigerians are standing up peacefully against police brutality. That's our third story. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Welcome to Hard Facts. Let me take you to Ikeja under bridge. Day before yesterday, something amazing was caught on video. A police officer jumped into a pickup and allegedly tried to extort the driver. This is what happened next.
Video them. What did he do? Bring out your phones and video them. What did he do? What did he do? That's what we're asking. Open it up and come down. What did he do? What did he do? All of you, bring out your phones and come down. Bring out your phones. You tell me what he did. No, don't spoil their door. What did he do? That's today. Go down. Take his number. Take his number. Go down. Drive in peace. Drive in peace. Drive in peace.
This is Nigeria. You heard a man say, towards the end, this is Nigeria. Usually when you hear people say something like that, they mean it in a negative way, in a negative sense, like anything can happen here. But that man was saying, this is Nigeria. You cannot abuse and oppress us here. If you didn't watch it on Facebook, it's still streaming, so you can actually go and watch that footage for yourself. Nigeria Info 99.3. And that raises a question. Are Nigerians waking up? You're seeing that video online on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube is Nigeria Info FM. People gathered together and stopped the police officer. They made him come out of the vehicle. They had outnumbered him, but they did not beat him up. They did not do anything violent. They just warned him not to try it. They told him not to dare extort the driver because this is Nigeria. And he complied. He just removed his face, did Nimu with his gun, and he walked away. This is Nigeria. Is that the way forward? Is that what needs to start happening everywhere, every day? Do people simply need to stand up to corrupt officials peacefully and say, this is Nigeria? We don't do that here. Because the policeman was armed, though. That policeman carried gun, though. Nobody in the small crowd was armed. All they had were their phones. That's all they had, their phones. And see what happened. All they had were their phones. But the policeman did not shoot. Policeman did not shout. He did not threaten. He humbled. He humbled well. Was it because of the crowd? Was it because of the phones recording him? I don't know. But he respected himself and he left. So is this what Nigerians need to start doing? Is it even sustainable? What do you think? This is Nigeria. Is that what needs to start happening? If Nigerians decided to look out for each other and stand together and shout peacefully whenever a police officer or any other official tries to extort or harass them, will these things get checkmated? 0700-993-993, 993-993, 0700-993-993. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Thanks for calling.
Sandra, you have been on this television, on this radio for about 2 years. Your customer have risen to about 60, 100, and very soon should be 1 million. You see, that is what we have been crying for, and the time has come. And from all indications, it seems there is no going back. This is the end of the road, and the end of the road is the beginning of new Nigeria. Are you following me? So it has come. Nigerian youth are not lazy. I'm over 60. I was born in the 50s. But I'm youth inside me because we did that in the 70s and the 80s, even in Soviet Union and in Nigeria. Now it has come. I'm not going back. See all the tricks. See all the panel. We have said the right thing. He's a lawyer. The wife is a judge. Are you getting me? You all know all the implications. Nobody is a fool in this year 2020. Everybody is educated. And the people outside, those youth, majority of them, over 90%, are more educated than those in government, 10 times. Are you getting me? See, they say they are frozen or whatever. That will not work. This is an international issue. If there go slow on the road, people should bear it. South Africa did more than that, and now they are enjoying. We are running all over the world. If by 2023 we continue this and we shape everything and you will become a president of this country, from all education, none of them is coming back. And by then, all the people outside will come in and Nigeria will start. Because when I went to school, Russia and America, it was scholarship. I don't know anybody in the military regime, 76 and 86. Are you following? So it has come. God will help Nigeria. I'm proud to be in Nigeria again because our generation will suffer if we don't take ourselves off. See, millions and millions and people are taking 18,000. 18,000 are not even enough to pay NEPA bill. My sister, they should rise up. You see the idea of open university, open this and that, it will not work. It will only like putting petrol inside the fire, because it will be easy for those students to move from the campus and no lecturer will disturb them, because all of them will run away. Because some of them are still at home, parents are still tying in. That's why the multiple is still very minute there. Let them open university. Let them open camp. They will go in their multiple, because after they finish their education, their service, 10 years, they will be roaming around the street. Those days before even you finish, you could have got 3-4 employment, and it can still happen. But people are getting all the employment. God bless you, Sandra. God bless Nigeria. This is new Nigeria.
Bless you so much for calling us. You know, some mentioned that the people in that video they were actually older Nigerians. Hello, thanks for calling. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
How is your day?
It's going well. How is your own day?
Oh, very glorious, very fine. My name is Godwin.
Okay.
Calling from Lafware, presently in GI. Sandra, I've been trying this line for days now to ensure I relate my heart to the happening today in the hands of the Nigeria youth. I have been there at Lekki today. I've seen with my eyes, and it's quite unbelievable what is happening there. Sandra, do you care to ask me what is happening?
What is happening?
My dear, if you go there, the organizational system put in place by the youth is quite unbelievable. I was there right around 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m. before now. The place is really crowded, and you see people, youth, young ones that have the heart of Nigeria at heart, present, talking their heart. My dear, there is hope. Anybody, any youth that is saying there is no hope in this country, by what is going on, please, such people must wake up from their slumber and join the good thing that is in place. It is so decent. They do not allow anyhow smoking, whatever. If you see what they talk, it is decent for this good of the good of this country. It goes beyond this size of a thing. It's only if you have not been there, you will not understand. You think it is just only size. There are a lot of packages, a lot of demolition that have been done by our so-called elders, our elites, sending their children abroad, embezzling, and putting the rest of us and our children to nothing in this country. A lot is being put in place. There being education is ongoing, reading of the Constitution, our rights and others, and for everybody to be on the same page. And you need to see the class of people that are present. You will know that, yes, there is a hope. But Sandra, I will advise you try to be there. Even if it's 30 minutes, 1 hour, I think your kind of person, your contribution, your intelligence and others that you have, you will be so motivated and marveled. And your people will go higher, grow smarter, and in fact, you will be overwhelmed and say, yes, there is hope. Thank you. God bless us, and God bless the youth, and God bless Nigeria.
Bless you as well. Thank you so much for calling us. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Are you Ezedum from Surulere?
Thank you very much. I am Ezedum from Surulere.
I have missed you on the show. Welcome.
Sandra, I want to say that I am so disappointed in the action taken by the Lagos State Governor. His action is purely political and a desperate move to deceive the youth and sway the youth from achieving the desired police reform. Sandra, the whole Nigeria is aware on how the insecurity in Southwest forced Southwest governors to form Amoteku. Because they form Amoteku because of they are not controlling the police. Because of the fact that Commissioner of Police in Southwest and other states in Nigeria take orders from Abuja before they swung into action. It delays security response in states. That is why the governors of Southwest was forced to use their money in their position to form a Moteku and evidence that they are not in charge of the police in their state. Sandra, I am disappointed because what I expect the governor of Lagos State to do is to go to Abuja and tell the president the truth that Nigeria needs police reform. You will agree with me that, in fact, Sandra, Nigeria is looking for reform. And before reform can happen, you must have the people who are reform-oriented in charge. And the worst will happen that when you have a leader who are surrounded by people who lack selflessness, before you can be a reformer, you must have a selfless mind, a selfless thought. It is obvious that the action taken by the governor is not in tandem with the desires of Nigerian youth. What is he saying? You know that you are not in control of Lagos State Commissioner of Police. You know that if not that you are a member of the APC, that the Commissioner of Lagos State will not be accountable to you. So I expect Sanwo-Olu to go to Abuja and tell the president, because as a close governor to the president, as a governor who is in the same party with the president, we expect them to be the people that will go to Abuja and tell the president the truth. We know that in Nigeria, our governors are the chief security officer of the state. Our governors are not controlling the police. Our governor can only control the police when the governor is in good terms with the president. So this is the reform Sanwo-Olu's action is trying to sway the youth from activities. I appeal to the governor, this is not the time for desperation. This is not the time for deceit. This is not the time for chicanery. Stop that food. We must achieve reform. Let us tell the problem is not the president. President Buhari is not the problem. The problem is our leaders here. We will go to Abuja and lie to the president. They are working to they are afraid that the tsunami which have been started by this protest might swallow them. No. Support the cause of Nigerian youth. Sandra, do you know today, as I was about to leave my office in West Park, I saw one advocate that are selling knives, all those advocates that are tapping knives, all these small knives. Do you know that I saw the advocate as he was trying to enter that street, two boys accosted him. They collected 50 naira from him. Advocate that is sharpening knife. If Sanwo-Olu loves Lagosians and the youth in Lagos, he should work hard and take south out of the streets, out of our highway. The extortion area boys is doing in Lagos is synonymous to start extortion. Yes, let us tell the government the truth. Go to Maitu. Maitu is the most lawless place in Nigeria. You will see unknown people that are collecting money that's not going to the state government revenue, who is accounting for the money. The governor of Oyo State has proscribed NURTW. Someone who should proscribe NURTW. Put a target in Maitu. Put a target in all the streets. Remove those south from the road. Lagos area boys are equivalent to the SARS. Sandra, I made the doom.
It's a doom. Thank you. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Let's go to Twitter, where we have Adetayo Oluwafemi, who says Governor Wike was supposed to be in the NEC meeting yesterday where he can argue his point, but he wasn't. Governor Wike is playing with Nigerians' mind because that decision was made by his fellow governors and not their FG. Olatunji says, okay, that's not for me. But Southeast Mafia says, as much as I commend Lagos governor for doing what is expected of the federal government, arresting just 4 officers out of thousands isn't the reason why the youth are protesting. FG is just trying to end the protest and not really serious about the demand. I agree with Mike. We've got more people here leaving us comments. Joy Forever says, Governor Wike is right. Police are not answerable to governors. No law to that effect. FG is freezing accounts and wants it to end and condemning us for allowing students to join protests. I hope our government learns from history. We've got more comments. HR for Cars says the thug whose pictures and details were on social media yesterday, why have they not been arrested? Who bankrolled him? Let him be arrested and displayed to the public while independent journalists be allowed to interrogate him. Enough of the deceit. So thugs paid for an AC bus, Abi. Well, the government says that they did not come in a BRT bus. And in fact, my eyewitness yesterday said that they came in 3 yellow buses. And what in fact happened was that they got on the BRT bus to attack the people who were in the buses. Now, I can't confirm that independently, of course. I'm just going by eyewitness accounts. We've got Equity, who says, I really give kudos to Governor of Lagos State. He's very vocal. In fact, he responded to crucial issues better than the FG. All right, let's go to Facebook. On Facebook, Olutomi Balogun says, Wike is a member of the police council that controls the police. Ikeja says, Sandra, God bless you. The truth is that our youth have made us proud. Our leaders will not take us for granted again. Owodolu Oladayo says, Sandra, the governor has done well so far. Kudos to him. However, on the issue of the 4 officers, the DPO at Area C should be sacked and asked to list the people involved. Same goes for other police stations where same has happened. Thank you. Miss Chimbiani Ochonogo says, okay. We've got David Shilang James, who says it's so appalling that some governors don't see the need for this movement ongoing. I'm one of the most excited persons for what is happening in Nigeria. We have somebody else who's also talking here. Christian Dean says, Northern governors backing SARS is not new. They are... Okay, I'm not going to take that comment on air. Oloyede Dayo says, honestly, Governor Wike is right on this. The only lasting solution to all these problems we're having is restructuring and resource control. All right, that's where we wrap up today's show. Thank you so much to everyone for being a part of the show. Thank you so much to Kude Zugu for making sure that I can bring today's show to you. Thank you to Nata for taking my calls, Colette as well for taking my calls. Hopefully, I will find a way to be in the studio. If you people have to send me a helicopter so that I can fly over the toll gate, I'll gladly take the chopper and come into the live studio and run this show. But have a great weekend. Be safe out there. If you're going to be a protester, continue to do it peacefully. Don't drink, don't smoke, so that you are very alert, so that if we have rogue police officers who try to shoot at protesters, you can run away very quickly and you can stay safe. And remember to record everything, record anything. You could be saving a life. Remember that some police officers tried to frame somebody for a murder in Surulere when a police officer was shot by friendly fire. It was video footage that showed the police shooting the police that saved the situation, right? So be safe, be careful, love one another, support one another. I'll be back on Monday at 3. Those are your hard facts, Lagos. Follow me online, Ezekwesili. Have a good evening.
We black people must understand what is really going on.
Import milk.